In a small town there lived a boy named Jimmy. He was a very cheerful and mischievous child. Jimmy loved to run in puddles, draw in the sand, and ride his bike. But here's the problem: he did not like to wash himself at all. Every evening, when his mother called him to the bathroom, Jimmy began to hide and scream about how the water was cold, the soap was slippery, and time in the bathroom was a waste of time. One day, after a particularly long day of playing in the yard, Jimmy's mother called him to the bathroom again, but he ran away again and hid in the closet. Without noticing how he fell asleep, Jimmy suddenly found himself in a magical land. There were fairy tale trees and many bright flowers everywhere. A kind elf named Trick came out of the forest. Trick sighed and asked Jimmy why no one could find him. Jimmy began to explain how he didn't like to wash himself. The elf was surprised and offered to take the boy on a walk through the magical forest to show him something important. The elf led Jimmy to a large pond that had once been clean and sparkling. Now, its water was muddy and dirty, and there were piles of garbage around it. It was inhabited by dirty grumblers creatures that did not like cleanliness at all. They smelled so bad that even the flowers and trees began to wither and dry up. Trick explained to Jimmy that Clear Pond had always been a magical place, but when its inhabitants stopped cleaning it, it began to become dirty. "Jimmy, you become like this pond when you don't want to wash yourself," said the elf. The boy thought about it and realized that his mother was right. Dirt not only spoils the appearance, but also makes everything around unpleasant. Jimmy decided to help Trick and his friends. Together, they began to collect trash around the pond and clean the water. Little by little, the pond began to come to life. The water became transparent again, and the flowers around it became bright and fragrant. The dirty grumblers grumbled and laughed at Jimmy at first, but then they realized how good it was to live in cleanliness.